And we are live. What is going on, everybody out there in the internet land?
What up?
We have of course, our buddy James hanging around. How you doing, buddy?
Good, doing good.
And we have a very special guest, and he is an awesome artist. He goes by the IG name of Face Monster. What's going on, buddy?
How are you?
Yeah, hanging in there.
Real quick, I want to take the use banners off to summarize talking points and stuff.
What?
You want to take the banner that's on it? It says use banners to summarize your talking
Is that what it
points.
says? Is that what it says? That's what I'm. I was trying to get the banner that said that. Good.
There you
I
go.
don't know
Cool.
what happened there. That was weird. Okay. It double clicked. It like highlighted the other one too. So cool. So thank you very much, James. So how was your guys' holidays? This is our first live back from the holidays, and Mr. Face Monster, how was your holidays?
Yeah, it was good. I don't think anything really too out of the ordinary, other than there wasn't any like mass amount of people events. It was kind of low key, kind of chill. But other than that, it was ripping and tearing gifts and hanging with the kid and not working. So that's always good.
That is a good thing. So James, what did you do this wonderful holiday?
Besides working, so we actually did just a little bit of a family gathering. Just hung out with my mom and her boyfriend and just some family. I mean, my girlfriend and her mom, dad, and grandmother. So it was just like I said, pretty low key, and it was just a good holiday. I always have Christmas off at work, so that's definitely one holiday I enjoy celebrating because I never got it off at my previous job. So.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. And you got to hang out with some family, and I'm hoping that was fun, yet not stressful.
Yeah. But I don't have to spend a lot of money now until next year. So
I totally hear you there.
Yeah.
So my holidays was about the same level of crazy as always is. Way too many, not as many people, but there was still, kids and people and visiting, and yeah. We have a large brood though. We got like 6 kids and 4 grandkids. So it's always like, visiting people, but not too many people. So we got to see quite a bit of people, but it was, here and there. We went down to Tucson, which is about 100 miles away from here.
Okay.
Saw some family down there. Had a good time. It was chill. I think having a chill time is what needs to happen. So.
Right.
So what is the dessert of the day? That is what I have. I know that you always have the best one, so I'm going to let you go first.
Really, it's I just kept it a cookie day. I did a bake and a no bake one. It's a white chocolate chip macadamia nut, and then little no bake chocolate peanut butter things.
Well, I think maybe I have given you a little bit of run for your money.
Uh-oh.
I have fudge.
Hey, that works.
You can't go wrong with fudge. I like fudge. This is that kind that your mom made growing up. I love it. Reminds me of home.
Right.
So that is always a good thing I'm glad that the holidays are over, though. I would have to say that I am glad the holidays are over. I'm kind of back to the normal swing of things.
Right.
And I'm glad it's a new year because the last year sucked.
True. Very true.
Yeah. Could do without that.
What's up, Chris? What's up, Mike? Brian? What's up, guys?
Yep. What's going on, guys, in the chat? It's so nice to see you guys coming on in. We appreciate it. So let's talk to Devin, who is the Face Monster. Let's talk a little bit about who you are, what got you into this. So your name is Devin, and you are on the IG, and you also have an Etsy site that you are selling your art. Can you kind of go into a little bit about your art and what folks can see on your Etsy page and your IG?
Well, on the Etsy page, I mean, you're gonna see more apparel probably than anything else. There's some other stuff on there. A lot of it, I invested in a lot of new stuff at the beginning of the year, and then shortly after the beginning of the year, we all know how that went. So there wasn't really. I guess it was a good thing that I invested so much into new merchandise at the start of the year, because then it kind of carried me through everything that had gotten canceled due to the pandemic. I was supposed to do a whole lot of vending this past year. I think I was over 30 events that I had scheduled for 2020. I ended up finishing the year doing 8 events.
Oh wow!
So I lost quite a few, but that first couple months when everything was closed, that's when I updated the Etsy with everything. So that kind of carried me through all that time that I wasn't able to vend. But really on there, it's just mostly apparel. There's some artwork and stuff on there, a lot of prints. My artwork it's like cartoony. Like imagine like your cut scenes from like Ren and Stimpy, or like your early '90s like weird snotty noses and boogers and all that kind of stuff.
It's badass. I love it. Like I said,
Very
right in my
very
alley.
like cartoon comic-y 80s horror-y kind of inspired type of stuff is what I like to draw. Yeah, just a lot of just some weird fun stuff. So
That's fun.
but
That's fun. What got you into this? So I would say you're a kid of the 80s, maybe a little bit, but talk.
sort of. I mean, I was born in the 80s, but I guess I'm definitely a 90s kid. I was born in 87, so I didn't really get to experience a whole lot of the 80s. But what got me into it? I mean, I always liked drawing. Like I'd watch like Ninja Turtles or X-Men or stuff like that. So I always kind of like to draw those sort of characters. I always like to read comic books. When I started skateboarding, I think that's when I got introduced to like different styles of artwork that I had never really seen before. And I kind of was more drawn towards like the old like World Industries and like Blind, like all those old like cartoony weird, but not like over the top crazy like type of artwork. And I just sort of like gravitated towards that style. So
Nice.
just that weird kind of zine artwork style, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you do like custom stuff. If somebody who came up to you like did like if they want like custom work or whatever.
Yep. Yeah,
I
I did. I've got a couple commissions yet that I have to wrap up, but I did a fair amount of commissions last year. I kind of got like there for a while when I was doing commissions. Like you get people that are just like, oh, this guy does art commissions, and like they message me and want like steel roses or something. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't really. Did you look at anything that I draw before you asked me to draw you anything? Like it's not really. I could do it, but I'm not going to have fun doing it. I'd rather have fun doing commissions, because then I feel like the people that like my artwork will want me to draw kind of weirder versions of things that they're
what you're into.
I just did that Grogu, Baby Yoda, the child, whatever anybody likes to call him. I wasn't really partial to the Grogu at first, but I just finished a commission. That was my first piece of the new year, and I have that posted on my Instagram. So
yeah,
it's just kind of like a weird little Baby Yoda, still cute, but still you can tell that it's my style. I had fun drawing it. So
That's cool.
Nice.
Now, your use of colors, I really like. I like that quite a bit. And it's I love it's that darker kind of horror type of almost. Like I remember when I was a kid, I remember that I saw one where it was the eyeball. I remember that so distinctly being something that I remember those little things that you used to get out of the like a 25-cent turny spinny 50 cents spinny, like the little eyeball that had the veins, and it was like showing gross out your sister.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Like
Yep.
these kind of things.
There you go.
That's awesome, man. I love that. That's cool stuff.
That's
That is
awesome.
so ultra cool. And we got Brian in the house. That's awesome. Brian from Beards and Banjos. Good to
What's up,
see you,
Butcher?
buddy. Good to see you. So you kind of now you grew up with this. Now, how is it that you said, "Hey, I am going to"? Did you go to an art school? Did you just decide that I was good enough to do this? You know, it's going well, and people are asking me to keep doing it.
Self-taught kind of thing.
Yeah.
My I never went to, I never did any other extra schooling past high school. My I always drew all through school. But I think like I graduated in 2005. I can't remember making anything like for the first couple of years after being out of high school. I used to make like stencils. I'd go to the thrift store and buy some like suit jackets or like something, and then I would just spray paint like with like outdoor furniture spray paint like onto the jacket.
Right.
But like in 2008, I think I did like 4 pieces and then nothing until like 2012 when I started this brand. But really, I just drew the logo, and then I didn't even really. There wasn't really a whole lot of artwork on anything for a while. I don't think I really got back into like drawing until probably I want to say maybe like 2016 somewhere, and then that's when I started doing like vending. And then like 2018, I had these shows lined up, yeah, in the area that I'm at, and I was like, I always have like a whole bunch of stuff, but it's really nothing of substance. So I stopped I stopped trying to have a whole lot of items, and I just spent more time making the items that I had better. And then like it just kind of it was like this like you rediscover like a passion of yours kind of thing. Like you always have it, but it's like the fire is not as hot as it used to be.
Right.
So I'd say really only maybe the last like 3 years I've really been having a go at like drawing like consistently and taking my time and just like really trying to learn what I'm capable of doing. But yeah, no school, no real. I just kind of I got my iPad a couple years ago for Christmas, and I to learn how to use it, I sort of just revisited older pieces that I had drawn and tried to like recreate them a little bit better, and that's just sort of what I was doing. But yeah, now I just draw something on paper and then finish it out in Procreate, and then it makes the screen printing process a lot easier. It's a lot easier to take a digital image that I draw opposed to giving somebody a piece of paper, having them scan it, then Illustrator and Photoshop, you know what I mean? Like all that stuff.
Right.
So,
Right.
but no, there's no like crazy wild tale or anything. I just sitting and drawing in this room and seeing what happens. A lot of the stuff that I draw doesn't end the way that it starts. Like I can remember this one piece I drew. It was literally I was drawing a TV, and it was some kind of weird, probably like turn off the TV type of artwork, whatever. Some way overly smart meaning that I probably shouldn't even have been trying to draw, but it just turned into this weird like malfunctioning robot. Like it just ended completely different than where it started, which is probably 98% of what I create. So
that's where I was going to go next is like how take me through a piece. So that kind of is kind of what you're saying is that you starts off at something and you're like, hey, maybe I have a vague idea about what I saw something. And then you move into, really drawing it out. And then what goes through your head to kind of like change it up? Like, hey, I want to add this, or how does that go for you?
It's usually that's where like my mindset switched, because before it was like, okay, it's done. Like somebody thinks it's cool. That's all I would do.
Right.
And now it's like, Like I draw it out, and then I might piss with it for like a couple days, where all I'm really doing is just adding little scratch lines or dots or something. It's really nothing that changes the whole thing, but it does. But it's not like crazy. And I mean, I usually tweak it the whole way through now, and just kind of, I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it. I kind of go to like a different headspace, where it's almost like I'm meditating, but I'm drawing. You know what I mean? Like I'm aware of everything that's going on, but I'm just kind of honed in.
I think it's cool that you start. It's cool that you have like when you have like a. I think everybody kind of does the same thing where they start something and maybe during that process of them making that whatever they're making, they kind of change whatever, add something towards it makes it more unique, or it makes it more, you know what I'm saying? There's texture to it kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? There's more of a story to it, or,
Right.
you know, something like that. And it's, yeah, you definitely kind of get that. So, but guys, if you look down at the bottom, there's his IG face monster. The zero is the O is a zero in the monster, but he's doing a raffle. So for tonight, usually it's $2 for one ticket. Tonight, if you buy, you know, spend $2, you actually get 3 tickets, and it actually goes to the contest is for what you win, like up to like what you win 10 months worth of like packages and stuff like that from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 10 months worth of mystery packages. Each one's not going to be as crazy. I usually do a mystery package. I started doing them in August. I did August, October, and December. So since there's 10 of them, you know, like one might be like stickers and pins and artwork, and then another one would be like a shirt. But I'm going to make sure that every package is something new. So it's not going to, like, you're not going to win my back stock. Right. Like each month I'm going to make sure that I'm making all new items, and the person who wins this raffle will get first crack. Like their thing is going to be like they're the first person to get like all of these new items that I'm rolling out each month. And then all you got to do is just go to my Etsy page, buy a ticket, and like you said, today it's triple the amount of tickets for triple the bang for your buck. So for every $2 you spend, you get 3 tickets instead of 1. And I'm going to do the drawing live on the 1st. I don't know how that new Facebook business suite works, where they combined Instagram and Facebook together, but I'm going to do it live. If I have to, obviously I can't do it live twice, but I'm going to draw the winner and then announce them. So if you're not following me on Instagram, if you don't want to follow me on Instagram, just put your Instagram name in the note, so that way if you do win, I know how to contact you. So, and then that way I can mail out your packages every month.
Cool. But I do suggest following him on Instagram.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
If you want to win something and you like it, you may want to subscribe to the man. The guy he's phenomenally talented, and this is an awesome opportunity to get some art. Art is always cool to be able to have, especially when you get something fresh out of, you know, whatever's going on in your mind. You're creating 10 months of it. I mean, that's amazing. That's just absolutely amazing. You can't imagine. Just to me, that's very cool that you're able to offer that to somebody tonight.
The other plus side too is, even if you don't win, I mean, I'm a huge advocate for supporting other artists in your area, supporting small businesses in general, that kind of stuff. All the money from the raffle tickets goes towards the opening of our new location. I'm moving my print shop to a new location. We're opening up an art gallery inside, like the front of the house, and then I'll have retail space also for, like, you know, my brand and anything that we print for the shop, that kind of stuff. So it's just to sort of like help that foundation of opening go a little smoother, because you never know what could happen last minute. You know, you might need an electrician or something weird, you know, security system, all that kind of stuff. So it's just to kind of help the transition go a little smooth, and just have a little bit stronger of a foundation for the new location. So
Well, that's
Right.
awesome, man. And that's supporting local artists is always an amazing opportunity because I think that the arts is what kind of gets you through moments like this.
Right.
Think about watching television, watching Netflix, looking at drawings and paintings and music. All of that stuff helps support that kind of thing. And I think that what you're doing is really awesome. I mean, being able to wear somebody's art, I think that is so fun. And I really dig that. Anybody who's in this, there's a couple artists that I follow in the community and I buy their gear for that reason. I like wearing the art that somebody else produces. It's cool. I love it. So I'll be definitely in the purchase process here in a bit. And this is so just so everybody knows. So you're getting 3 raffle tickets for $2 tonight. So
Yep.
it's a 3 for 1. So this is a great opportunity for those who are on this live stream right now. Go check out his Etsy site or his Instagram, and then go. I think you can buy him on Etsy, right?
Yeah. The link is on my Instagram. So,
Right.
and
So
it's just facemonsterart.com. It'll take you right there.
yep.
So,
And on the IG, there's a 0 in the O, so it's a 0. But go check them out right now. Go check it out and go buy some of this awesome raffle ticket so you can get 10 months of art. 10 months of art that you can wear every day. What an awesome opportunity. I just think that's awesome. Thank you for doing that for us.
yeah.
And like you said, if you don't win, it's just you're just helping his company grow further. So it's a win-win either way. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't win, it's still a win for helping them out. So
yeah. Support, guys. So that brings us back to what is your favorite piece you've done so far? And you probably have, I know usually that's kind of like everything's different, everything's unique, but do you have a favorite piece, or can you say a few of your favorite pieces?
I think my favorite piece that apparel wise would be this guy. This is sort of my mascot here, the Central PA Scumbags.
Nice.
That's probably like my favorite thing that I've printed on apparel. The other stuff would probably be my pizza guy here. He was like I started this year out, 2020 with that piece of pizza, and just about 80% of all that new merch I ordered all had him on it. So he was kind of like the 2020 official mascot, of the year. I had new skateboards printed with him on it, lanyards, stickers, you name it, it's probably on it. Bottle openers, just everything you think of. I did a contest with him too, a draw this in your style, where I just had other people draw their versions of that pizza, and then they won a skateboard. They won just a ton of merchandise with that pizza on it. So
That's cool.
It was pretty rad. All the people that drew it, I was like, man, I like that pizza more than I like my pizza.
Now, do you like? Are you a skateboarder?
Yeah, I been skateboarding, not as much in the recent years as I would like to have, but that just comes with being busy and just all these job transitions, and from transitioning out of my full-time job into working for myself full-time, and then when I was working at my full-time job, I was kind of all over the place. So there wasn't a whole lot of room to really get out and skateboard as much as I would like to, but I've definitely never stopped skateboarding. I mean, I might stop throwing myself down things, but I definitely never stopped pushing around. So
nice. So there's a question in the chat. It says, do you sell wholesale clothing?
Wholesale, like do I wholesale my own clothing? I've never had anybody like want that. Like, I mean, I'm assuming maybe that means, would I wholesale my merchandise to be sold somewhere else? I would do that, yes. Never had the opportunity to do that. So
Still cool. Still cool.
I do part of what I do now is I have a screen printing shop that I own. So I do a lot of screen printing for other businesses, brands, bands, artists, that kind of stuff. So I do wholesale to other people in that sense, or rather maybe they wholesale through me. But I've never had the opportunity where somebody's like, "Hey, we really like that. We want 100 of them for the store. Give us a price." But never opposed to spreading my stuff a little further. So.
That's cool, man. That's the way to, that's entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship right there. That's what it takes in this world to make it, see what the angle is, right? Yeah, very cool.
So then he did ask again for a set for resale. That's what he meant, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely would do it. I mean, it would be a discussion for sure. I'd have to do some research on it, know the ins and outs of it, but I've never had the opportunity to do it. So I've kind of always it's just always been me, like I've always just been start to finish, from the time the idea comes to my head to the time you're wearing it or skating it or sticking it on the wall. Right. I've been, it's just been me. So
I actually have like a few of like the pieces that he has. So
yeah, nice.
One of them, yeah. Like especially the little bottle opener with the pizza on it.
That the High Day the 13th one that you held up to Jason Voorhees, I was literally about to print that full color, and then everything shut down. That was supposed to be, I think it was, it would have been March. So it would have been Friday the 13th in March. I was supposed to have a show that day. I was going to print those shirts on, I still have the baseball tees in a bag over there in the corner. And everything shut down, and that's as far as it went, was those prints. So.
Wow. That'd be awesome on a shirt.
The pandemic killed Jason, the only thing that could do it.
The next Halloween now, so hopefully get those out.
Well, we're hoping at 2021, with everything kind of happening the way it is, and there's some vaccine out now, so hopefully we can get this going, this economy rolling, and then get this artist scene and rolling, which is awesome. I love that. How now you've had to switch up, which is a lot of people. So they went from I'm going to go to some shows, I'm going to show off and there's a lot of beard product companies and other companies like that. They had to switch their model to an internet base. Now, how did that kind of transition happen for you? Because now you had to just be like, I'm fully on 100% almost on internet.
So it was right around when everything closed. I had an Etsy page for probably the better part of a year before last March, but I never did anything with it. And then once everything closed, I had already ordered all this stuff. I ordered skateboards, I ordered snapbacks, just like thousands of dollars worth of merch, because I'm like, I've got all these vending things lined up. And I'm like, so I ordered all this small stuff like the koozies and the stickers and the bottle openers, and then everything closed. And I'm like, man, now what do I do? Like, now I've got all this stuff. I can't go meet anybody. So then I was like, well, I can't leave the house. I didn't leave the house. I think they sent me home from my job. I think it was like March 8th, because I had a cough, like literally that was it. And they're like, you gotta go home. So I was like, really? So I went home, and then the next day they called me. And it wasn't even intentional. I think I was eating something. I answered the phone and cleared my throat. And they're like, okay, you can't come in. You still have a cough. And I was like, what do I even do? I don't even want to argue it. So I was just like, okay, all right. And then the next day I was already scheduled off work. And then the day after that, I got the phone call that was like, we have to close down for, an indefinite amount of time. I was like, okay. And then I had just bought the print shop. I bought the print shop 2 weeks before everything closed. Everything was finalized. And then it's pandemic.
Wow.
So now I didn't even go to the print shop. So I sat right here in this room from like March 8th until I think I went back to work May 3rd. So I updated the Etsy. All the stuff started rolling in, which was good. Like there was like a week where I had nothing to do. Like nothing had come in the mail yet. And then all that merchandise started showing up on my doorstep. So it's just a lot of like photo shoot, get it on Etsy. And then really that's kind of what put it in my head that like maybe I can finally quit my job, because I started this in 2012 and I had a full-time job on top of that the whole time. And it wasn't until I started like seeing like, well, I'm getting more money sent to my bank account from Etsy in a week than what I was on my paychecks for like 2 weeks at my other job. I was like, maybe I could do this. And I was fully intending to keep my full-time job as a manager at the place I was working at, and also somehow trying to operate a print shop full-time. And they're an hour apart. Like where I'm at and where the shop is, it's an hour away.
Oh wow.
And I was like, well, I'll just do it. And then we went back to I went back to work at the beginning of May, and I'm just thinking like, man, could I put my notice in? Like, could I do this? But I was also kind of freaking out too, because I worked with the general public. So it's like, in the middle of a pandemic, could I risk working full time in the general public and then still go and travel an hour to the print shop and print? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this weird. I knew what I was capable of doing when I devoted all my time to working for myself.
Right.
So I kind of just like pulled the plug. It hasn't been easy. Like I'm not about to like end it with like some wild success story. Like it's been like insanely hard. But it's better to be, I guess it's better for it to be as hard as it has been, knowing that I'm doing it for myself than doing it for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
very true.
Like if I screw up, at least I'm it's trial and error for my own company, not like somebody else calling my job and being like, why didn't Devin do this? I don't know. I mean, the only people that I really answer to are the people that I'm printing for. But it's not like a boss kind of thing. I don't know, it's kind of nice, but it's also very frustrating, yet just as motivating. So
it kind of pushed you harder to just,
there are definitely days where it's like super overwhelming to the point where like I'm just kind of like frozen for like the day, and like I don't get anything done, and then I got to kind of double time it the next day. But I mean, it all works out in the end, so it's always good.
At least it's you kind of making your own, like you said, you're making your own kind of success story. You know what I'm saying? You're making your own hours, your own whatever you want to do. You can roll with it. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I could make my own hours. That's the only thing I'm not good at, is giving myself a schedule. I'm not good at answering to my own schedule. So, like I have nobody to keep me
to anybody else's except yours. Yeah. So
that's cool. That's cool though. I mean, that's the, I think that me and James, I don't know if you've ever thought about going out on your own. I know that recently I have thought about going out on my own more than I ever have. Like if I could make videography and, photography, podcast, whatever happen for me, I would probably switch instantly. I'm still in that, I'm still trying to learn the trade, but I'll tell you that if I had the opportunity, oh yeah, all over it. And so I admire somebody who said, I'm going to take that risk and do it. I'm just going to do it and see where it goes. I totally admire that. That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
It's definitely, like I said, I'm definitely like, appreciative of what you're saying. It's just like when I sit here and I think about it, I'm just like, maybe I could have stayed on the ship a little longer, But I'm definitely, it is when I get behind on things, it's a little better now when I'm like if I was behind and then I had to go work 10 hours, the next day for somebody else,
Right.
my anxiety might get a little crazier than it does being behind it in general. So from that aspect, it's a lot easier to be behind when the only thing I'm behind on is one thing and not like a million things. So,
Oh, good.
but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, I guess. It's not easy, that's for sure. So you just gotta want to do it. So I mean, if you want to do it, then you deal with the anxiety and the hardships just as much as you do, any amount of success that you have. So take the good with the bad.
Sure.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I think it's amazing that I still, again, I'm always in. I've been working at the same company for 23 plus years, and I raised a family on it, and now I'm at this. I think maybe I hit my midlife crisis. I don't know, maybe hitting my midlife crisis. So now I'm like, hey, maybe I should think about what's going to be the next. What's going to be the next. I don't, and I've been, I really absolutely love doing this YouTube stuff. I really absolutely love it. I think you love it too, James. I mean, if we could make a
Yeah.
run, would you be like, hey, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing? I love, or are you still in love with the art of being a chef and all of that? I still see that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do still love that. And like I said, if I had more time to kind of make videos and stuff, and I would definitely do that. If it wasn't so crazy with everything else, and but yeah, just gotta make time for it. I mean, but yeah, if I could definitely do one or the other, I would definitely try and do more videos if I could.
Yeah. So this year, I have taken the initiative. So I'm doing now a podcast that I have on Sundays that me and a fellow colleague. I guess he's a beard company owner, but he also is a therapist. So we're doing this podcast, and then I'm trying to shoot more videos. That was my New Year's resolution to myself, to just push myself to see how far I could go with this, and without being killed by the family saying you're never there for me. And but it definitely gives me inspiration to see you doing this, because it's just like, hey, he can do it, I could do it. I think that's inspirational. It really is. I can't tell you that I'm tired of Groundhog Day.
No, I feel you there.
Yeah, like I wake up, I go sit on my computer, do the same job, and then I go get up. Luckily, we do these live streams. And I'm so glad that James is able to find some new faces as well to help kind of bring some new people to the community, which I love. And but it's so cool to be able to have this as my outlet. I don't know about you, James. Well, you get out. I don't get out of my house unless I want to go pick up a package. I was just like, hey, this is my outlet, is these live streams and video creation. So I enjoy the fact that you're doing your art. Now, do you have to go do are you going to the shop quite a bit, or are you,
Yeah, I am. I should definitely be going a lot more than what I am, but there are also, I mean, right now with everything going on, packages don't arrive when they're supposed to. So it's like if everything's ready to go, but the blank apparel isn't there, there's no point in driving an hour just to, you know what I mean? I'd just be sitting in there doing nothing.
Right.
So I mean, once everything starts to become normal again, as far as like FedEx, UPS, and the postal service goes, because those guys are like crazy backed up. Which I see a lot of people like just on the internet just tearing them apart, and it's like, really,
It's not their fault. I mean, like it's
like
crazy.
you see these pictures of like these mail trucks, and like there's so much stuff that like it's all over the parking lot. They're like they can't even get, you know what I mean? Like they can't even get it into the truck. it's like, it's coming. Like, just give it a minute,
Especially for the holidays. I mean, people had to order everything online. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So yeah, I definitely, I was there today, and I was reclaiming screens and stuff and just getting them ready. And I just left them there to dry. So I mean, there wasn't really much. If I would have stayed there until they were dry, I would have just been sitting there for like 3 hours, just kind of waiting, because there was nothing else. There was nothing else there that's ready to go. So I've just been kind of, just drawing at home and working on some new stuff, and probably annoying everybody that follows me on Facebook and Instagram with my constant posts about those raffle tickets. Which, by the way, are 3 for $2 right now.
Right. That's
But
right.
so it's I'm doing a lot of spamming from home. So, but it's I mean, I feel like even when I'm not working, I'm working on something. Even if I'm sitting in the corner in the living room, like appearing like I'm doing nothing, but I'm like trying to think of how can I word this post I've already made 30 times in the last 13 days and make it look fresh, or word it so that Facebook even shows it to anybody, because the moment you put the word win or prize or dollar or something, Facebook just buries it. So
Right.
those
Right.
algorithms are the worst.
Yeah, well, they're trying to promote it's just like pictures and Instagram. Like if you I have found that if I put a picture of my beautiful face on Instagram, I get 70 people looking at it. If I put a
Mhm.
post for today, like I did the post for this, I get 10.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the algorithm picks out. And I know that it's because of the founding of it, the way that it wasn't meant for businesses. They were trying to share photos
Right.
and trying to do that at a more rapid pace than Facebook. So and so they're not geared for it, but everybody's who's doing businesses now are using that as like a marketing place,
Mhm.
and it's free. I mean, it's awesome. Um, Now what else there's so you're in Etsy. What other social media do you have going on? So you
I have the Etsy. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Um, I have a TikTok, which if you would have asked me a year ago if I had a TikTok, I probably would have been like, TikTok? No way. Dude, it's so fun. I hate that I ever said anything negative about TikTok, because it is probably like the only thing that like takes me out of that headspace. It's just fun. Just people are just dumb on there, and it's great. I love it. I was never like into Vine. I never had Vine when that was like a huge thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And just as much as I like TikTok, I kind of wish that I would have, maybe if I had made a Vine would still be around. Maybe they just needed one more person to download the app, and I let everybody down. So I do.
It's all your fault.
I have a
All your fault.
Patreon too. I always forget that I have a Patreon.
oh cool.
I made it with like super high hopes that people would be into it. I had 2 people subscribe. I think today I just got a notification that somebody else changed their subscription amount, and I was like, oh, I totally have a Patreon. I forgot. Nobody did anything with it for so long. So I'm on Patreon. I was going to get rid of it, but I think maybe if I push it a little bit more, it's just there's so much social media. It's just
Right.
I don't know if it's a good thing. Like I don't know if less is more, or you know what I mean. Like I don't know where the line is on that.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where it's like it's not beneficial until you want to get rid of it, and then suddenly everybody is like, oh, they're blowing up my Instagram or they're blowing up my Facebook. And it's like, I was just going to delete this app. So,
Right.
not that I would ever delete Facebook or Instagram. I don't know what I would do with myself.
Or TikTok. So I was telling James before I got so I've had a TikTok account for probably about a year now. And it is my kind of almost like for a long time, it was like, hey, this is my dirty little secret that I have a TikTok account, and I'm like 40 something, shouldn't be having a TikTok account. And I'm like, I have like 40, I think it's like 4,300 users, right, or followers right now. And I keep finding new ways to be innovative. Originally, I was just doing it so I could do a video of, and I use their editing software to go put it on Instagram. You're not going to get a ton of TikTok people. Oh, look, it's beard products. So awesome. I'm so happy that I can hear a song to some beard products. So that was what I first started. And then I tried to do the whole like, okay, I'm not going to say I'm dancing, but I am going to say that I thought that I could do face stuff and make little editing things that would go along with a video. And then I thought I could dance a little bit. However, I'm still was reminded yet again that I flap when I dance. I think that the Running Man is everything still. And now I'm segmented to like kind of doing those silly videos and then with some editing stuff. And then also now I find that the biggest draw is doing the reaction videos where you're like, okay, somebody.
I did one of those a few weeks ago. Some like little girl singing about dinosaurs, and I think that was like my most viewed video until the time lapse I posted last night of like an alien I drew like abducting a pot of coffee. That one has some more views than the other one. But no, yeah, I did one of those, and it was it was cool. Those are cool. I told myself I wasn't going to do the lip sync videos, and I think I've got 2 of them now on my TikTok. So it sucks you in, man. It's just social media. Just
so I'm like, I'll hear a song. I'm like, I gotta go do TikTok to that. So I'm like TikToking and I'm trying to figure out what the best version of that song is because sometimes they don't release it. So you're just like, okay, now this is Prince. Some part of him, there's some Prince in there, and then there's the ones that they don't have. And then later they'll have them, but now they seem to have more video or music than they ever have that are like by the real artist. But there for a while, not the real artist. So you're like, okay, this is a cover. What's the best cover of this song now? And then what part of the song do I want to add to my little lip syncing thing?
I think the one that's been popping up on mine a lot lately are the sound is the opening to Full House. So it's like that 90s, television show theme song. And then it's just it's the same guy, but every time it cuts to like the next person, he's like wearing a different outfit. And I'm like, how can I justify doing that? I was like, oh, I'll wait until laundry day, and then I'll just put on a Face Monster shirt for every cut scene. And then then I can justify using TikTok as like a brand push when really I'm just at home, just bored, just making TikToks, you know what I mean? Like, and somehow trying to make people not make fun of me. And I'm like, what? It's just advertising. When really it's not. I just like doing it. So
that's what I'm like. I'll actually sit and wait for the kids and nobody else to be around, or I'll go into the closet. I have my closet. That's where my studio is now. It's the closet. It's really not a studio. It's a closet. But I'll sit and wait, and then I'll be like, okay, somebody's around. Just kind of, or they'll be in the middle of it, and I'll stop the video. I'm like, stop lip syncing. What are you doing over there, Dad?
I'm not doing nothing.
Nothing. I'm just looking at my phone some more. Looks like you're TikToking to me. And I'm like, no.
They walk away. You're like,
I did that the one night to my girlfriend. I was like, don't come in the living room. I'm going to be in there making a TikTok with my puppet. So just leave me alone. So it's fun. It's fun. I hate that I talked bad about it for so long because it's really, really fun. And I do videos on there with my daughter too, where I just like embarrass her. Not like embarrass her. It's just her and I together in the car. But like
the videos that you did, like when I first saw them, dude, they were. I watched them over and over and over. Like,
just like
you tell it was just like so like cringy to her.
Yeah. she's just like looking at me like just stop, man, like just give it a break.
So they go to Starbucks and like
yeah. The Starbucks one was good.
Oh my god.
She hated me. She's like, and now every time I pull my phone out, she just immediately thinks that like I'm making a TikTok, and I'm just looking at something. Like I'm not on TikTok. Like just chill. But
so are you Face Monster on TikTok?
Yeah, same username as my Instagram.
Cool. So go check him out on TikTok. It sounds like a blast. I tell you, what a guilty pleasure though it is. It's fun to kind of is. Yeah, but it's also videography to a certain extent. So I like doing some of the editing, trying to figure out what editing parts really work, then trying to use some of the little presets that, faces and different things to trying to.
Yeah, I haven't really taken a deep dive into them. I see a lot of people's TikToks and I'm like, man, like how do you do that? Like if it was if it's just so super easy and I'm just like missing it somehow. But then I'm like, if I'm going to devote a couple hours to making a 1-minute video, I'm going to need to like really heavily justify that. Not to me, but to anybody that's going to see it. Be like, man, how much time did he spend making that TikTok? 4.5 hours. So that's how much time I spent.
That's right. So I have my rule of half an hour. Like I have half an hour to make this video somewhat cool. Sometimes they're kind of silly, like it's me just pushing my phone in and out of the scene and then adding some sort of after effect to it. But because like beard products, there's like how exciting can you make beard products? I add some music to it. I'm like, hey, look at this. Now I'm doing shorts. So that's the new TikTok on YouTube. And those hit you fairly decent if you do them right. So shorts, if you put like you go onto Facebook and then if you have a account, like a creator account, which everybody kind of does, you can just put the hashtag shorts. The only thing that you can't do is basically the music, because all of the music is pretty much copyrighted. So TikTok, I don't know how they do it because they're able to use this huge library of stuff.
Yeah, well, I have noticed though that I've uploaded some TikToks from TikTok to Facebook, and the sound goes in and out. Like it mutes like 80% of the music. It'll still play it, but it'll be like music and then nothing. And then like Instagram will just give you a notification saying you can't post this, it's copyright. But yeah, I don't understand how that works either.
I've been able to get by. Some of it will transfer over and it'll say, you've been transferred to this page, and you'll have like the page of the artist, and then they're cool. The other day I got dinged, not dinged, but you just get told, no, this is blocked. And I can't remember who it was, but it was like completely blocked. I think it was that the new Billie Eilish song. So maybe because it was so new, maybe that had a little bit more copyright on it because it's playing out in the the real world still. But yeah, and then I put the shorts, and then now I'm trying to edit the shorts so that the music that I did take originally, I can go put to something else if I need to. Like I can rip that music out and then put some sort of other thing into the YouTube. And I'm doing like beard morning routines. That's my new shorts thing. I don't know. Like, look, I'm using this product and here I am putting it on to some music. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm going to start I'm just going to find the most popular trending sounds, even if it doesn't fit. And I'm just going to add it to whatever I post on TikTok and see if that does anything good.
Yeah, I've tried doing the music thing for a while, and I didn't, I'll be honest with you, I was getting the reaction videos or where it's at. I've decided that I'm going to do I'm going to do those a lot, but doing the dancing is just for me. Nobody cares about the dancing ones. Nobody except for my daughters who go, oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do some of those to my daughter, see what her reaction is gonna be. Just not even tell her. I'll just have my phone already in the room and she won't even know, and I'll just walk in and just start dancing around.
That's what you do. And then you could even have it like a reaction to your reaction video.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. This is my daughter acting like this, and she doesn't want anything to do with me. When
She honestly, she'd probably just get up and walk out of the room, and then it would just be me dancing by myself.
how old's your daughter? How old's your daughter?
She'd just leave me hanging.
Yeah, how old is she?
12.
Oh,
Yeah, she'll be 13 in July.
that's that age. Yeah. She in 7th grade?
Yep. And ripe with preteen angst. So
The moment they enter junior high, the moment it changes, like you are like their best friend, they enter junior high. I don't even know who you are. Who's that guy dropping you off? I don't even know him.
I haven't gotten that. I hope I don't get that part. But no, she she started skateboarding this year. She I never even brought it up. And she asked for a skateboard for her birthday. And a week later, she broke her wrist.
Oh.
And then she had a cast for 4 weeks. She had her cast off for 2 weeks. Bren broke both wrists skateboarding. So no skateboarding until the spring now because she had splints on. But so she likes a lot of things that I like. She texted me about a band the other day and was like, you got to listen to this band. And I'm like, I'm not listening to that band. Like, you're 12. You don't know anything about bands. And then on my way home from the shop the other night, I'm like, I'm going to listen to this band. And they're great. I'm like, how my kid is like telling me about and it's like music that I like. I just never heard this band before.
What band is it?
Oh my God. I can't even remember. Something. It's so insanely crazy of a name. I don't even know. Like milk. It's like 3 names. It's like Milk Crate something. Milk Crate Experiment. I don't know. It's some really weird name. And I'm like, where did you get this from? It sounds like when I read the name, it reminded me of. Do you remember like Homestar Runner and like Trogdor and like all that kind of stuff? You know Trogdor? It sounded like this weird, like maybe she stumbled across it like on YouTube, and it was just some weird like 8-bit like music video that somebody made. But no, it's like an actual awesome band. That reminds me of like Andrew Jackson Jihad or like the Front Bottoms or just like that kind of raspy voice, acoustic kind of feel. And I'm just like, how did you how have I been listening to this type of music for twice the amount of time you've been on this earth, and you're telling me about some band I've never heard? But I texted her and I was like, I listened to that band. I was like, they're really good. And she texted me back and said, "Ha, told you." I'm like, are you? Like I just wanted to ground her, you know?
Yeah. Hey, hey, I'm still your dad.
Yeah. Like she's like telling me to get cultured or something. You know? Sorry.
Here's this band that I think you should like, Dad.
Yeah, and they're great.
That's awesome, man. We'll have to go find that out. We will have to go and post that.
Once I remember the actual name, I'll post it somewhere.
Yeah, post it in the comments of the video so then we can all give you like, here's the name of that band to go check out.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Speaking of places to go check out, IG Face Monster with the letter 0 instead of an O, but go check him out and then go to his Etsy sites linked in his bio and then go buy some raffles. There's 8
people. There's like 8 people in here right now. I'll do something to do. I'll take 5 people. I'll do a giveaway, and I'll buy 5 people's tickets. So I'll buy each person a ticket. So we'll do like a random number giveaway or something like that. Or I think it's like 8 people in here, so it's just gonna be whoever guesses the number, I guess. So it's just the first 6 people that guess the number, I guess, is just gonna win. So
that's awesome.
So I'll write down a number and we'll go from there. So
as soon as you say giveaway, like somehow like the Instagram community can hear you.
I made a post and I'm like, whatever. I mean, I made a post like 5 minutes ago. So yeah, I'll take 5 people and $10 and they can get 3 tickets each. So
right on. Very cool.
So yeah, we'll do like just a number people that are in here. I think there's 6 people in here now. So 1 out of 10. Keep it simple. First 6 people or first 5 people that get it. So go ahead.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Give everybody a chance to win.
Yeah, you can't beat it. It's like 5 out of 6. Like one of you is the only one that's going to be unlucky.
Right. So yeah, whenever anybody wants to pick a number. 1 out of 10.
We're all like, hey, none of us want to pick numbers. Like,
1 out of 10.
none of us do. Yeah, because we're going to be like, like we had it. So we did have at one point like 17, 18 people watching it. So we were doing pretty good, but it is new. Oh, there is somebody that's picked it. We got numbers coming in.
There we go. Finally.
Numbers are coming in.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yep. Just took them a while to pick it up. So there we go.
Right.
See, and as soon as we got 5 people in, so those 5 people could be all the people.
Right. 5 people. I mean,
if 5 people win,
Go
all you have to do is pick a number.
Right, exactly.
Because that's all we're asking for right at this point is that
I know like, a lot of people's live streams are starting right now, so it's like
that's what it is.
I want to try and like do this before they started, but they're probably starting right now. So
yeah, that's what happens. They're like, oh yeah, well we're gonna go check out the other people now too. But those 5 people, all you have to do, this is like the Jeopardy question.
Right.
All you have to do is put a number, put a letter if you want, put a smiley face. You will win.
That's funny.
Oh, now we're down to 4. So there's negative.
Oh, man.
So you have 4 of you all will win. So go in. He who remembers this.
I'm only seeing 3. I mean, 3 people are. I mean, that are just typed in. So I mean, if I'll buy those 3 people's.
There we go. Okay, people. There you go.
So yeah, Nick Proctor. I think he follows you already.
Yep. Cool. And then we just ask, follow Facebook. Yeah. Follow the dude. You are going to get an opportunity to win some art from a
Did you say Nick Proctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram, Blunt Force Photos.
Okay. Oh, cool. Right on.
Dude is amazing. I got their thing tattooed on my arm.
Oh, cool. Let me go.
Oh, nice.
Go Blunt Force.
There we go.
And that's they do like special effects, like horror photography. Like it's awesome.
Cool.
So Ron, I don't know who Y Singer. If you're on Instagram, if you want to message me, Bearded Metal Chef. Nick Proctor, message me. Bearded Metal Chef. Billy Rogers, message me. And then I'll get y'all's names to him, and y'all be entered.
Right on, guys. Thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
So it sounds like we are an hour in, and I think that we have 3 people. So we will wrap it up so that people can go and jump to the next live if they want. It's Thursday. There's all sorts of lives going on at 9 p.m. today. We always pick the early one so that we can not have to compete with anybody. So it was
Nick
really
Proctor. Yeah, Nick said I love you, Devin.
Nice. Love you too, buddy.
I just followed him. Go, if you guys watch this, go follow that. That's awesome. I love it, especially photography.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. So for the next month or 2, what is going on in your world, Devin? What is it that we can expect from you for the next month or 2?
Anxiety. The new shop is opening in March. So the next couple of months, this month it's get all my print jobs caught up. And then the very beginning of February is get everything that I need to print of my own, for Face Monster, get that stuff done. And then it's the transition from one spot to the next. I would love to transition over and have nothing on the slate that needs to be done. I'm going to be super overly optimistic about that. We'll see how that pans out. But it would be nice to just get it in, get it set up, and be able to take my time with the transition process and not feel so rushed with it. But that's pretty much my next couple of months is just getting all that stuff taken care of. I've got one show lined up for this year, and that's in South Carolina, April 10th and 11th in Charleston.
Oh,
Charleston. Cool. Yeah. So I kept saying Charlotte for the longest time, but it's definitely Charleston, South Carolina, April 10th and 11th. But that's it. That's the only, and I booked that show. I booked that show while leaving a show in Greenville right after the weekend following Thanksgiving. And after I paid for that show and I was on my way home, a buddy of mine sent me pictures of this shop that I'm now moving into and was like, hey, this place is available. I called the person that I'm getting the shop with. She called, set it up. We looked at it the next day. And that's kind of been, it's kind of just, everything just sort of fell into place. But yeah, the next couple of months is just working and transitioning and trying to keep myself from pulling my hair out.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's what you got to do right now. That's all you can do, right? That's awesome. James, what do you got going on this week, buddy? I mean, we got
yeah, staying busy as well with work, and I'm trying to kind of pump some videos out, and yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing. Really, it's kind of just about it. Spend time with family and stuff. So
cool. I saw a video with you yesterday. I saw a video. What did you just release? You just released a video, like a couple videos, this last week or two, right?
I haven't released anything yet.
Oh, I thought I saw something of you. Maybe it was Instagram.
I did a live stream with a couple of people. I think.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's my buddy. He's like, hey. Cool. So I am releasing more videos. Look for more reaction videos from the Bearded Practitioner TikTok account. Come and look at me. I'm going to be dancing. I may do some crack mantis voodoo. You never know what's going to happen with me. You never know. You'll be on a live stream and you might just see me just dancing or, something on TikTok, something cool. And then on IG, something cool. And then of YouTube, I have been batch recording. So I have 3 or 4 reviews coming out in the next 2 or 3 days, hopefully. Right. And then I am setting up lighting. That is my new thing. I got a new lens for Christmas, and then I'm also doing some new lighting. So trying to play with lighting and be creative with lighting. That's been the new thing for my for YouTube. So having a blast doing that for all 270 of my subscribers.
Hey, some people have nothing. Some people have 10.
That's what I go with. Blessed with what I have and just fun, right? That's what this is about, having fun and being blessed doing it. So, Devin, thank you for coming on. We
thank you
doing this. Taking your time out to share your love, your passion with us is what me and James are all about. We were in the hospitality business doing restaurants, and that's we think it's an art. And what you're doing is art, and I really appreciate James being able to get you on and being able to share this with us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, for sure. And again, for everybody, we got next week. I think James is going to be picking the home runs this time. So this was a home run. We got another home run coming next week. I'm letting James kind of pick some guests so that we can have more fun with some different folks that are going to be, unique and artists. Hopefully a lot more artists to be seen. Where me and James are talking about. So I look forward to having you guys next Thursday. Come on in and enjoy some beards and desserts with us.
Yeah.